Hope your day is progressing well wherever you following us from. My name is John Bosco from Joint Hands Greenlife Trees, and I'm here to show you our job as it has been undertaken. I promised in our previous video that I would show you fruit trees. I promised you about fruit trees and how we produce them. So I'm here to show you how much of fruit tree seedlings that we have produced. Among them are citrus, avocados, and mangoes is what we've concentrated on most. But we also have some other fruit trees like papaya. Some of them are not in this site; they are in a different site. So I'll be showing you all that, how we've gone about the work. Welcome, and hope you'll enjoy watching. Seedling production is a very long process. What you can see here are avocado tree seedlings, and these are called rootstock. Rootstock means seeds that were planted and have grown into seedlings but not yet grafted. You know, the ultimate thing that we do with avocados here is that we graft them. Quite rarely do we produce avocado tree seedlings and leave them in that state without having them grafted. So these are called rootstock. The rootstock is what hasn't yet been grafted. And there's avocado rootstock, just so many. What you can see here are all rootstock that is awaiting grafting. As I keep walking, they've grown so tall, as you can see. This is all that we have in terms of rootstock. But away from the rootstock, let me also show you what we got grafted. How is the grafting process done? This here is an avocado that was grafted, an avocado tree seedling. The seed was planted in here, it grew, and then it got grafted. Grafting means the tip was cut off and a scion was connected, and that scion is what has ultimately grown to what you're seeing here, all these leaves here. You'll understand the process and how it is done. I think some grafting work is ongoing, so you have an opportunity to understand it, to understand how it runs. So all these that you see here are avocados that were grafted. All these that you see here, including the tall ones you see to that far end, are all grafted avocados. These are them in their numbers. Different species of avocado, but the majority being Hass avocado. All these that you see are grafted avocado tree seedlings awaiting planting. Away from that, we have citrus, oranges. These were grafted, and you can see that some of them even wish to flower. So that is a flower. Of course, the potting bag is so small, so it won't be able to, the flowers won't convert easily into a fruit. But the moment you get this planted, it could give you fruits very soon, very, very soon. All these here are grafted citrus, grafted oranges. And then we have got papaya, a few papaya, some still so young. But these are all avocados, as you can see. Turning back this way, you can see that the scion was connected at this point, and it has finally grown into this citrus plant, orange plant. Right, what you see here are all grafted avocados. Let me stand at this point and show you. Grafted avocados are all that we have. But turning to this other end, we have rootstock. Now, when we graft, not all of them succeed. I'll show you how it happens. We had to select them and put them to this far other side. We came up with this makeshift shed. It looks funny a little bit, but that is what we have. That's what we use. sometimes when we desperately need a shade. When we graft, the success is not always 100%. Sometimes success is not quite guaranteed. And so what you see here, this on top is a zion. This zion here didn't make it. It dried up. And so this is considered to have failed. So all that failed is still placed here. We believe that they'll grow once again. And once they grow once again, we'll get them planted, grafted, I mean. Yeah. And moving to this far end, we talked of avocados. Yes, we also have passion fruits, a few of them. And then we have grafted mangoes, but I'll be talking about mangoes not now. Let me move to a mango section. We're not only talking about fruits that are on the ground, we also have got bananas, and you can see them hanging all through. You can see how huge they are. Yeah, this is quite huge. There's a banana. This here is another banana. There are many. So besides the fruit trees that we have as seedlings, we have the bananas planted here. Actually, it used to be a banana farm before we started doing a tree nursery here. So that's why we still have bananas hanging around. But what you can see here are, I said, avocado rootstock, more of them. And we also have mangoes, rootstock. This is a mango rootstock, grafted avocados. And then when we plant, not all of them succeed. When we plant, some seeds don't germinate at all, while we have some seeds that germinate and don't do well. So the pots that you see down here, these polythene pots, we call them polypots. They used to have avocados in them, but the avocados didn't grow. So in the work we do, not everything succeeds fully. It is never 100% success. So when they don't germinate, we have them rearranged, refilled up with adequate soil before we embark on planting another thing, either avocado seeds, mangoes, or something else. We had embarked on mangoes, and we've got some mangoes here. You know, this is a vegetable. This vegetable here, well, I usually know the name. It has skipped me a little bit, but I'll call it in my vernacular. We call it osuga. Then we have mangoes that we planted here, some of which have germinated. Some are awaiting to germinate, while some have totally failed to germinate. And it calls for a lot of patience to see that they ultimately germinate before you rule out any. For instance, this here has taken quite long to be seen, but finally we have it germinating. We also have some pots in which we're not certain whether they are succeeding or not, like this here, still raw, not indicating whether it is dying or germinating. So I have to keep it back and wait a little longer to see whether it will germinate. So all these are mango rootstock. This mango rootstock is what finally grows into what we get to graft. This is an avocado planted in a larger potting bag, growing. And you know, I believe you're making many observations here. So out of the many observations you are making, you can make a comment there. We would always clarify what didn't come out clearly. And if you have anything educative to share with us, we are open to sharing. Please share with us so that we get to understand how it goes. You had not seen my learned friend. Actually, in the previous video, you didn't get a chance to see my learned friend. But right now, I'll show you where my learned friend is seated here Very busy working. How are you, my learned friend?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
Right.
I'm good.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Wonderful. So, what is taking place? Grafting.
We had a few zions
Yeah.
of mangoes, so
Yeah.
that's what we are working on. We are not doing Eva.
Okay. You are
Only
only
one
with
now.
Evelyn.
Yes, we are grafting. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can we see one that you've already grafted? We would love to see how.
Yeah, one of them is here.
Okay. Ah. Okay. So Eva, how are you?
I'm fine. Hi everyone.
Yeah. So you are grafting that one.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see how the process runs. Guys, what is on top is a scion, and what is at the bottom is the rootstock, and what she's tying there is called grafting tape. And after the grafting tape is tied, it is placed to that side over there, and then she'll get them covered with some crown, some protected with some crown. This is what we'll ultimately have. When it is crowned, this helps it against losing moisture. Then, when that is done, ultimately they'll start shooting. And when they start shooting, this is what we'll have. We get the cover, the crown, or how do you call it? Yes, the crown that protects it. The grafting crown is removed so that it gets exposed to the external world, where then it photosynthesizes and the roots develop. I mean, the leaves start developing, and ultimately we'll have the tree seedling, what you can see over there. So these are grafted mangoes, and they are coming up quite nicely, is what we are having. Evelyn is connecting this here. Yeah, proceed. Uh, a zion onto the rootstock. She gets the grafting tape and ties it around. It's like working on a fracture, so you've got to bandage it up and place it in a conducive atmosphere so that the scion can connect to the rootstock, and finally we'll have the grafted mango. Guys, that is it. Lots and lots of work, a lot of work, no rest. But I think for this section here, I've shown you the fruit trees. I said tree seedling production is not an easy task. You always have to play in, you have to lend in a hand, have to source several hands into the work to see that it succeeds. The fruit trees are usually a little delicate. That's why we created the shade. You can see that shade net is meant to reduce the intensity of the scorching sun so that it doesn't affect the fruit trees, especially when they are still too tender. But after this, we normally expose them to direct sunlight so that they are hardened off. That is ahead of the planting exercise. And I think to that point, I've shown you much of the work that we have here, tree seedling production. It has been nice having you following our videos and getting updated on our work here. We are looking forward to still updating you a lot more. In our next video, we'll be showing you our work at the other tree nurseries. There are many. There are not one, not two, not three, not four. There are many, and I'll be taking you to those areas to show you our work. For now, I thank you so much for watching and for following. I'm looking forward to catching up with you in our next video. For now, I wish you the very best. Bye bye.